Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on A Breed Apart, a movie about dogs who are the bad guys, Joan. I hate to tell you, it's true. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 17, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. See, it's a bad dog, Joe. See what he's doing? Don't do that. You're little. You won't hurt anybody, but that's no bueno. So, I don't really get this movie. And I don't like that the dogs are the bad guys. It just is immediate turnoff. I know dogs can be bad dogs, but yeah, I don't like the dogs being mean and being killed. I just don't like it. Hayden Panettiere is in it, and the movie's kind of confusing to me. So it lays out the outline. First act, Hayden Panettiere is in a movie or directing a movie on this island that has a bunch of dogs, or they brought the dogs with them. I'm not sure. And the dogs kill all the animal trainers, or they say they disappeared on this island somehow. They don't know what happened to them, but somehow people survived and left the island and never went, and just said, well, I guess they disappeared. I'm not sure how you can do that. So now it's 15 years. Here's the animal trainers before they all disappear. So it's 15 years later, and this dude, who's Vince, has invited a bunch of influencers. Here, come here, Joe. Joan's very upset. He's invited. Thank you. You're very nice. He's invited a bunch of influencers to come to the island and do a contest. And so the contest is they're going to rehabilitate the dogs or save the dogs who have been left on the island for 15 years since the movie went to hell. And they're going to save the dogs. Okay? It doesn't seem like a smart contest. Even if this, I already know the dogs are going to kill everybody, but even if they weren't, dogs on the island for 15 years being feral, I kind of think that would be kind of dangerous, and the dogs would be very bitey. So, not so sure anybody would do this, but the influencers seem psyched about it, seem to be under the misguided impression the dogs are safe, or safe-ish, and the moment Vince opens the gate for them, they bite his hand off and kill him. So, it says it's inspired by the cult classic, The Breed. Wasn't that Clive Barker's The Breed? Are you talking about that one? There's Hayden. So then the influencers in Act 2 have to escape the island, and they're fighting the dogs, and they're doing all sorts of things. They're using flare guns and real guns, and I don't know, they climb up into a fire tower, and somehow the dogs are climbing up metal. Then they blow up the tower with themselves inside, and then they fall over, but they survive. But then later, I think they're all the men are killed, but somehow the women survive. Look, if the men sacrificed themselves to save the women, I could see that. I could see that being an ending. Can't really see, boss girls operating the guns and operating the boat and doing all the guy stuff. That's a funny still. That looks like some kind of flying puppet. So Hayden Panettiere, who was working on the film 15 years ago, somehow gets wind of what's going on and then rescues everybody, I guess. And that's the end of the movie, and just her and 2 of the girl bosses survive. And they kill a bunch of dogs on the way. Who's this movie for? What is this? Doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. Here's the write-up. A rebel seeking abandoned dogs on a remote island finds herself in a harrowing situation filled with terror and adrenaline-fueled chaos. That is a terrible, terrible synopsis. It doesn't seem to even match what's in this thing. Is that what it says here? No, doesn't say anything. And all the ladies get top billing, and all the guys get bottom billing. So I assume they're killed. So, and I assume there's a lot of scenes of like dog puppets in quick shots, because I assume they didn't use actual dogs except for the scenes when the dogs are just running up to people thinking like, "Ooh, I'll get a snack if I run up to this person." So yeah, the First Brothers. Yeah, I don't think the setup is very strong. That they shot a movie here, the animal trainers died or disappeared, and then everybody just left the island. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Can you imagine a scenario where that would happen? Oh, where's the animal trainers? I don't know. They disappeared. Well, I guess we'll stop shooting the movie then and go home. Yeah. Should we go look for them? No. No, we're just going to leave and not finish the movie. Or maybe they finished the movie, but I don't know. It just sounds stupid. The whole movie sounds kind of dumb. The name's cool. A breed apart. I mean, Hayden Panettiere. Am I saying that right? I think I am. I mean, she's trying to do action star stuff. Normally, this role would be reserved for a guy to come in there and save the girls. Or that the guys would be the one that would save the women. You know? Go down in a blaze of glory while the dogs eat them. But sure. Yeah, let's just turn it on its head and let the girls survive and the guys, oh, they all died. The weak men died. Oh, the strong women, they survived. It's absolutely not the way it would go down. We all know that, right? We all know that if you were trapped on an island with your boyfriend, the first thing you'd be doing, ladies, is saying, well, what are you going to do? How are you going to get us out of here? You'd be like, get us out of here, boyfriend. That's what you're here for. That's what we do. We're the guys. So this whole movie feels like an insult to men, quite frankly, and dogs. So I can't imagine any man wanting to see this movie. It's like, okay, so the dogs are the bad guys and all the men get killed? Well, no. And it's a horror movie, so it's kind of aimed more at men. You gotta stop making everything for women. You really do. I mean, I get it. There's certain things for women. You know, I looked at a romance movie today. That's mostly for women. Guys, we would tolerate it for our dates once in a while. And we'll watch one of your movies, ladies. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. When you're watching one of our movies, we want our movie. This isn't our movie. This is one of our movies you've twisted. Probably, now I don't blame the makers necessarily. That might have been the precursor, you know, the reason it got greenlit at all. Like, oh no, the girls all have to survive. But to me, it doesn't make for a very realistic movie. The guys all get killed. That's the way it looks. While the girls are holding machine guns and fighting off the dogs and doing all the smart stuff. Yeah, I don't really see it. Honey, let me have that. I think the first thing a girl would do if they found a gun would be to hand it to their boyfriend. Like, honey, here. But pretty sure my girlfriend would be like, you know how to shoot a gun, right? And I'd be like, kind of. Actually, my girlfriend's pretty adept at using a gun, so she might not give it to me. Yeah, I just, this whole setup, and the whole 15 years later thing doesn't really work for me. How did they build this palatial mansion on the island with the dogs? Why didn't the dogs attack them while they were building the mansion? The dogs just waiting? Oh, you know, let's wait for them to build the mansion before we kill them all. Yeah, that's a good idea. That way there'll be more of them to murder. Oh, okay, yeah. Is that what the dogs did? And I don't think dogs are good antagonists. I know there was Cujo, but I just don't see it. Here are all the influencers. I assume this dude and this woman, they're not in the later scenes, so I assume they get killed. I think the black dude survives the longest, and then just two of the women escape with Hayden Panettiere. This guy gets killed like immediately. So, would I see it? I don't think so. No, it just doesn't look realistic. It's got a lot of unnecessary setup. Like, this isn't the way I would set it up. I would set it up like, if you were gonna say a movie crew went to an island to shoot a scene and they were all and people were killed, I would say they were all killed, right? And then maybe a storm blew in and their boat was found and nobody knows they were killed on the island by the dogs. They think they were all killed in the storm. Like, that would make sense, right? So the shooting on the island, storm's coming, and they're trying to get one last scene before they leave. And the captain's like, we gotta go. And they're like, one more take, and they do a take, but as they're finally wrapping, the dogs attack, and they kill everybody. And then the boat, which managed to get off the dock for whatever reason, and the dogs, they show a scene where the dogs swim after the boat in this one. So you could have a scene where, like, the tugboat driver, whoever he is, he's the last one alive. He tries to escape, and a couple of dogs jump off the dock onto the boat, and they kill him. And then the dogs jump back off and go back to their doggy island. And, the boat is found later, and they just assume, oh, they all died on the boat. That could work. And then it's 15 years later. Now, you could say that they built this mansion and on a different side of the island, let's say, and then the dogs are on another portion of the island where they couldn't get to the mansion, and then they get disturbed. I don't know, something like that. Maybe they just didn't hear or see them, and they stayed to their side of the island where they were fine. And then the influencers come, and then it's like all hell breaks loose. I think the bit of the influencers having to, save the dogs, that's stupid. That's dumb. It's too on the nose. Now, let's say they had to go there and, I don't know, it's a scavenger hunt. And then during the scavenger hunt, the dogs see them and they attack them. Maybe there's some mystic idol for dogs and they disturb the mystic idol and that's what sets them off. Something like that. I don't know. But this doesn't really work for me. Did anybody see this thing already? Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Sorry, it's the only movie I can find today other than that Jenna Ortega one. Wednesday, we'll be talking about Zodiac from 2007 on the American Werewolf podcast. And let me tell you, that was a pretty damn good movie. Surprisingly good. Saturday, I'll be at the Jersey Shore Collectors Con at the Showboat Casino in Atlantic City from 10 to 6. Very excited about that. Hope to see you there. We'll see you